Hey there, Christina Marie Anderson here, owner of Wander Soul Co., a web development studio packed with personality. And today I'm coming to you with a topic where I'm actually going to backtrack just a little bit on something that I mentioned, I think maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, regarding my content marketing strategy. So, when I was younger, let's kind of start with a little bit of personal background, anecdotes, story. When I was younger, let's say like senior year of high school, maybe the summer after senior year, probably through about sophomore year of college, I was kind of awkward and I went to a small private school in Massachusetts and I wasn't particularly good at making friends at the time. I'm much better at that now. And I also didn't realize I had anxiety and didn't know what to call that. So that like added this whole like masking layer over how I interacted with the world, honestly, at that point. So I had to find other things to do with my time other than hang out with people. And there were some websites out there. I don't remember the name of it, but it was something like small wins, or it was like happy little stories or something really silly, and it was sort of along the lines of like if you're on Reddit and you follow like satisfying things or something. It was just like all of these little like short paragraphs of stories that users had uploaded of heartwarming things, or of, there were sort of like different categories. You may remember what I'm talking about, and if you do, please comment it below. I don't even know if it still exists. There were a couple of these sites. So anyway, that's a little bit beside the point. Basically, I scrolled these sites a lot. It was a way that I could feel connected with people without actually connecting with people. Sounds a little sad, but I swear I'm fine. So one of the stories that really stuck with me, and I don't remember the whole story, but basically the like quote that really stuck with me all these years later is, the grass is greener where you water it. So many of us have grown up with this other cliche that the grass is greener, always greener on the other side. And the other side is just someone else's version of success. So like I couldn't be where someone else is if I don't water my garden to get there, right? So this really stuck with me, and it kind of came back into play recently after I made the content strategy that I talked about just a few weeks ago. And in the content strategy, essentially what I showed you was that I was building a plan to take the transcriptions from these from these videos, not from these blogs, uh, excuse me, and using that transcription to inform AI on how to write 3 to 4 blog posts from the content of the video. And I was doing that for a specific reason, right? My goal was to get, or still is, to get more blog posts onto my website. And I'm trying to make that less time intensive because I'm one person and I only have so much time in the day. And I created that strategy because it aligned very specifically with one of my business goals, which is to put out more content to start generating more leads in an organic way, so that I'm not always having to do outbound marketing to go find the next new client. I want to start bringing people to me, basically using Google search results, and now with these videos on YouTube. But what I found is that that doesn't align with my long-term personal goals. So I'm switching up this whole AI strategy before I even get very far into implementing it, because I realize that it doesn't align with the person that I want to be long term, and it doesn't align with the business that I want to run long term. So I don't want to take those short term gains in order to build up my clientele if it's not in alignment with like literally who I want to be when I grow up. So I'm not getting into the ethics of AI here. That's an entirely separate topic that certainly can be explored, in depth. And maybe I'll even talk a little bit more about how this does or does not align with my ethics in a different video. But I just want to be clear, like, this is not a video about the ethics of AI, just about like why I'm choosing not to use it in specific ways. You may not know this about me yet because I honestly haven't told all that many people outside of a very close circle of friends and a few of my professional colleagues. But I aspire to write a book one day, at least one book, but there's at least two ideas already floating around in my head. And I also know that in order to write the books that I want to write, those words are going to have to come from here. Both of these books are heartfelt books that have a lot to do with my own life experience and using my own life experience to help others. And so those aren't books that I'm going to be able to use the power of AI to generate. And I realized that by using AI, by taking a shortcut, by like literally shortcutting the process, by taking these video transcriptions and turning them into blog posts using AI, I'm doing myself a disservice. And the funny thing is, like, I've already, like, I, as a human being, I can do the same thing that I'm asking AI to do. So instead of feeding the transcription through an AI software, why can't I look at it and say, these are the points that I want to dive into a little bit deeper, and this is what I'm going to write about. So I had this realization that the content marketing strategy that I shared with you, while yes, it does align with my business goals of getting more blog posts out there, it does not actually help me in my long-term goals of who I want to be when, like I said, when I grow up. Knowing that I want to write a book, and to write a book, I need to actually write things myself. So what I realized is that using AI in this particular way doesn't water my garden. So if I want to become a better writer, I have to do the writing myself. And I totally, like, I understand that AI is not just like that I can use it for so many other things, right? And so I may still use AI even for writing blog posts, because there are some blog posts that won't contribute to the type of writing that will be in my book. Some more technical blog posts, things that are a little bit more fact-based, that's not exactly the type of writing I'm trying to get better at. I, of course, want to make sure that the facts are true, but I may still be using AI to generate those types of posts because those types of posts can perform well on Google, and I want to bring new clients into my business through those organic search channels. So yes, I may still use AI for some blog posts, but the blog posts that are like my seminal content, the ideas that come straight out of me, are no longer going to be filtered through AI. And any posts that do use AI on my website are going to get some sort of disclaimer. I don't know exactly what that looks like yet, but I'm going to make sure that it's clear if a blog post was AI generated. And maybe this is even like a category that I put my blog posts in. I don't know exactly. And I'm going to be playing around with that, but I want people to know if the content is AI generated, but I also want anybody who's coming to my website for content to know that I am still fact checking and making sure that any post that goes up on my website is sort of held to a standard that I'm comfortable with, and that makes me feel like I'm doing right by my business. So that being said, I've realized that writing blog posts using AI to post on my website is not the best use of AI for me. That being said, I think it's totally possible to make AI align with my goals. And I'm going to talk a little bit through how I came to the decisions of what type of AI is okay for me, so that you can understand how to ask yourself these questions in your business as well. So first of all, I want to get it out there right off the bat. I am in the camp that it feels clear that those who don't begin to use AI in some way are going to get left behind. Now, I'm a web developer. There are plugins, platforms, software out there now that claim to create a whole website, content, and everything. And if someone truly believes that those platforms are better than hiring an expert to do it for them, they're likely not my ideal client. And those platforms do not concern me in the slightest at this point in time. That said, there are a lot of different iterations of AI in between what I do for work and the different ways that I can add AI into my marketing. So there are hundreds, if not thousands, of platforms out there that are using AI in different ways. And some of the ways that I'm still going to use AI in my business, like number one, we talked about, some of my blog posts may still be AI generated. And that is to get a quantity of blog posts out there so that Google knows what my site is about. I'm also going to use AI for ideas, and I'm likely going to use AI for my social media marketing. So, repurposing my existing content into tweetable, threadable, Instagrammable content, because that is not someplace that I have any interest in getting better at myself. Instagram is not my jam. I don't want to be like Twitter's not my thing. Threads, I'll get on there because it exists, and if AI can send my content right over there, that's perfect. Another way that I'm going to use AI is just for like random stuff. Random ask questions is the note that I wrote down, which is why I'm laughing. I had AI help me generate like a thank you note to someone, which like sometimes the hardest part is sitting down and like coming up with what to say. And I kind of just like put a jumble of thoughts in about what I was thankful for, and AI helped me come back with something that I felt like I could tweak a little bit and write down in a card to send to someone. And so time saving measures, random things that save me time in my personal and my professional life. I'm also going to be using AI to repurpose video content. So just what you're seeing right here, I am working out exactly what platform I want to use to repurpose these videos and take them over to the other platforms, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, wherever I'm supposed to be showing up. I may also get into using AI to create images for websites and or brand guides. I feel a little bit better about like the ethics of this, using it for brand guides rather than using it for stock imagery. Because brand guides are like more of a feeling, and it's not like those images aren't necessarily meant to be used elsewhere. Whereas a website, like if, again, the ethics of the images that are created in software like DALL-E, I'm just not 100% sure that I'm comfortable using those on client sites yet, or at least need to get, wrap my head around it a little bit more. But using it for brand guides to sort of inform the vibe of a brand, I'm totally down with that. So those are multiple different ways that I can continue to use AI without feeling like I'm doing myself a disservice. And these things align with my goals. So personally, I want to become a better writer. That's why I'm going to write blog posts myself. But I also want to get more blog posts out into the world, Pinterest, Google, etc. So I may do some blog posts that are clearly marked with a disclaimer that are still very useful posts, but that have been helped by AI to come to the final blog post that actually gets posted on the website. And I'm also going to, for social media marketing, video repurposing, like I want to show up on more platforms, but I am only one person and I only have so much time to clip and cut and edit and post and download and upload. And it's a lot. It takes lots of time. Like content marketing is a specialty in and of itself. So I'm going to use AI to kind of shortcut some of those processes that I don't have any interest in becoming like personally better at, and that I'd prefer to outsource in my business. So as you start to think about how AI plays a role in your business, or maybe you're already using it and you're getting to a point where you're like, oh crap, like I need to make some conscious decisions about how I'm using it. I would urge you to consider how what you're using AI for aligns with your personal and professional goals, and look for the places that you're already trying to outsource. And this could be in your personal life and your professional life. You could outsource a meal plan to ChatGPT. Tell it what you have in your fridge and ask it to create a meal plan for you. That's totally something. So you don't have a personal chef who's going to write you a recipe every week, but ChatGPT might just be able to come up with some good ideas for you. And in professional, you can use it for things like me, social media marketing, video content repurposing. Those are things that I'm not going to be doing myself in my business anyway. So I see no problem using this shortcut, this AI shortcut for now, while I don't have a budget to hire a content marketer. And then I can reevaluate, how it goes after I've spent some time doing things this way. So AI is obviously a very, very hot topic right now, but this is just why I've made a particular decision in my business not to use AI to write the blog posts that are like my thoughts and feelings and opinions, because AI can't possibly know those things, no matter if I feed it a video transcription. So let me know in the comments if you've had any revelations about how you're going to use AI in your own business. And I look forward to, making this an evolving conversation over the next years, multiple years, as AI evolves and develops and we find new and exciting ways to use or not use AI in our own businesses.